Can we get this out of here? Okay. All right, so we're on page 24 of the case study. Right, this is where we left off yesterday. We were doing this, wait a minute, what page am I on? We just finished page 23, right, there it is. We just finished all of that, right? So here we go, page 24. And what we're going to do is we're going to get more familiar with the code in Appendix C of the, why is this getting stuck? Okay, in Appendix C of the, the quick reference manual that they give you during the exam. All right, so here we go. Listen. Shh. All right, extending the actor class. The bug, flower, and rock classes extend the actor class in different ways. Their behavior is specified in how you override the act method. Okay, excuse me. The rock class, what about the rock class? Okay, a rock acts by doing nothing at all. The act method of the rock class is basically empty. Alrighty. The flower class. A flower acts by darkening its color without moving. The act method of the flower classes reduces the values of the red, green, and blue components of the color by constant factor. Now remember, way back when we first started creating objects, I think we only had testers running around, and we played with the rectangle class, we played with the string class, we played with the color class. Remember import java.awt.color? No, you don't remember that? And we created some color objects and we darkened them.
I actually don't remember.
No, right? Like if you do color is, what was it? Color C equals new color, right? And then you print line C. Excuse me, while we're talking, shh. Say you constructed in a main, right? In a tester. Say you constructed, you have to import first of all, java.awt.color, right? So then you can construct a color object like color C equals new color. Then what happened when we printed it? Remember we printed stuff like that. System that out, that print line C, what would happen? It gives you the RGB. In other words, it had a toString defined for the color class that printed out all the naughty bits of the color object, which is the RGB code, right? The RGB numbers, right? Okay, then we did stuff like C.darker or C.darken, I forget. What do you think C.darker did? Remember, we figured this out. I think it was by 10% we figured. It was the question, we had an exercise set for that, and it said what percent did it increase? Yeah. So it took the RGB colors and made them darker by a certain amount, I think 10%. And there was a lighter and all of that. So that's what this does. The flower class uses a color object and decreases the color as the color of the flower represents, decay, right? It's getting older and older and older. All right, but here's the crux of it, the bug class. Now we know some of the bug class. We don't know some of the bug class. We know the bug constructors. Remember, it's overloaded. It defaults to a red color. Otherwise, you can specify the color of the bug. There's also the act method. If canMove, move else turn. Right? Remember, the box bug was the same thing, except it was if canMove, move else turn. Right? Wasn't it something like that? We'll look at the. No, there was more to it, wasn't it?
There was also the if steps.
Oh, the steps, right, because it was a square.
Well, actually, you could take the steps and put that into the canMove method.
Yeah, okay.
And check it that way.
What we haven't done was, right, we know the bug constructor, which is overloaded. We know the act method, which we've overridden to make it look like a spiral bug and a Z bug. Remember all that stuff? Okay. What we haven't really looked at too much is the canMove method, which is a Boolean, and the move method, which is a mutator. Okay, that's what we're going to focus on for the rest of part 3.
The position +1 in the direction it's in.
Right, okay, all right, so that's what we're going to talk about. All right, so the bug acts by moving forward and leaving behind a flower. A bug cannot move into a location occupied by a rock, but it can move into a location that's occupied by a flower. So it has to figure out if the object in front of it, if there is an object in front of it, if it's a flower or not, because if it's a flower, it basically walks over it. It ignores that it's there.
Check if it's a rock only. No reason to check anything other than rock or edge of board.
Well, remember, the canMove method returns true or false if it can move.
Right.
Right, so it checks to see if it's a flower or not.
Why would you bother to check?
Well, because there are other objects you can't bang into. It's not just rock. You're going to check for rock, and for another bug, and for, all the other objects.
When could you ever have a position where the...
You could have all kinds of objects in front of your bug.
No.
Remember, you could have a box bug. You could have a, You could have a flower, you could have a rock, you could have a critter. We're going to talk about the critter class.
If you have a bug in the place in front of you, can't you always move into that space because that bug will move first?
No, because remember that, yeah. Regular bug, your regular bug, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna figure out everything about the bug class so that during the AP exam, what they're gonna do is they're gonna ask you to change it up a little bit. Well, it could be a box bug. That's also in the appendix. They give you, remember that booklet they give you? That appendix or quick reference? It's got bug in it. It's got box bug in it. I think it's got this other thing called critter, which we haven't talked about yet. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, look, this is what's on the AP. Boom. This stuff, the bug class, the box bug class, the critter class, this is part 4, we're not in part 4 yet, and the chameleon critter class, I think, right? Is there such a thing?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Color based on what
It changes color, yeah, yeah. Right? And that's basically all the code that you're really responsible for. Okay, that's it. It's all there. And you're just going to modify it, okay? Yeah. Why don't you shoot a little higher, you know? No, there's only 2. There is no try. There's only 2. You can't get a 1.5. You can get a 2. I almost had it right. What is it? Say it again? Do or do not, there is no try. 2 or 1, there is no 1.5. Okay. The grade I give you? Nothing. Nothing.
I just don't give the AP credit, that's it.
I guess not, yeah.
Well, some colleges might accept it for one.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to that school, but okay. I'm not passing judgment, I'm just not going there. Okay, so here we go. Look, all right, good thing that you brought it up. Look, take a look at Appendix C. All right, Appendix C is the code that you're responsible for, okay? Now, in the bug class, what do you have? You have a constructor, right? That defaults to a red bug. Okay. You have an overloaded constructor where you can specify a different color if you want, right? Okay. You have the act method. We've used this a lot. If can move, move else turn, and we've overridden this method in subclasses of bug, like public class box bug extends bug, and we changed the act method to do turn instead of turn, and spiral bug and dancing bug and z bug, all that, right? And then there's the turn method. We haven't looked at this too much, but is this now obvious? Haven't we seen code like this yesterday? What does the turn method do?
Set direction plus a half.
You're right. It sets your direction to your current direction plus half a right. What's half a right turn? 45 degrees. Okay, that's all. All right, we haven't really played with this code, but you understand it now because we were talking about code like this just yesterday. But this is what we're going to start talking about more now. The move mutator and the can move predicate or Boolean. You could rewrite this so you can go northeast, southwest, yeah. 1 year that was the AP question, rewriting it so it can go in all 8 directions.
So what's the point of having if can move, move else turn? If you turn it half a direction, then no matter what, you're always going to have to turn again because you can't move anyway.
Wait, no, it can move in diagonals. Hasn't it moved in diagonals when it bangs into stuff? Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, but there was some kind of weird free response question 1 year where you had to do something with northeast and southwest and that you don't usually have to do. I forget. I have to look that one up. By the way, you're reviewing for the AP on your own with the Barron's Review Book, right? Yes, sure. But when you run out of fun stuff to do in the Barron's Review Book, in other words, questions, where do you get more questions? Where do you get more questions? Where do you get more questions? Oh, by the way, do this quick. Do you see Firefox on the side panel? Click it. All right. Yeah, Zoe's been there.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, everybody click it. I don't care if it works or not. Everyone click it. The tech guy is coming next door to figure out why it doesn't work. So leave it running.
I noticed I checked on
You can minimize it if you want, but leave it running, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. When I went on, when I came back in and pressed the up arrow on Monday, I saw the last thing was a sudo change on 755, so I was like, oh, wait, what?
No, I was trying to figure out what's wrong with the internet. There's something, I think a router got screwed up next door.
Wait, how is something wrong with the internet? We're not supposed to have internet.
Yeah, you are, I just blocked it. All right, anyway, so, so when you run out of questions for practice, because guys, you got to do this on your own. We're not going to have a lot of time for AP review. We're not. We may not even have any, okay? So where do you go to get more questions? This is what you do. Go to, let's see. You go to, do you know where to go? What is it? AP Central, right. Okay, apcentral.collegeboard.com. Did I write that right? No.
Can you just Google APCS questions?
Well, yeah, you could. Now, okay, so now this is the College Board site for the AP exams, okay? So where are you going to get sample AP questions? What they do is they post the last year's exam, is what they do. They post the free response section anyway.
They don't, the AP doesn't usually,
Yeah. They've been doing this for about 10 years. So there's about 10 years worth of exams there.
all the exams?
Well, from my exams, I know. Yeah, I don't know about any. I know computer science and calculus, yeah. All right, so where are you going to get them? Let's see. I know you can't do this on your, because, you know, that would be too easy. All right, so what am I going to do? What do you think? I want to get AP exam questions.
Click on all the buttons in order,
Click on every button until it works. Okay, I'm going to go to AP courses and exams.
using a binary search system.
Okay, go to course homepage and pick the course that you want. There they are. That's all the AP exams, right? So what do we want? Well, we want Computer Science A. Remember, there used to be a Computer Science AB, no longer. All right, you go there, and then you take a look at sample exams. Let's see, where the heck did they put them? Wait, hang on. I haven't been here in a while because I have all this stuff printed out, so.
Will actually be a notice that says we're no longer doing this.
Course homepage, course description, course order. I did this. I think my
method of clicking on things randomly might be effective.
That might be effective, yeah. Okay, course description, teacher guide, teacher development, blah, blah, blah. Import syllabus, AP exam information. Where the hell are the sample exam questions? They used to be here. Well, maybe under exam information. All right, here we go. There they are. Yep, that's it. Okay. All right, so this is what you do. You go to apcentral.collegeboard.com. You go to AP courses and exams, course homepage. Click on the course that you want. For now, it's computer science, unless you're taking something else. And then go to AP Computer Science A exam information. And they tell you general stuff about the exam, but they also tell you, they give you copies of old exams. Here's the 2011 free response section, all 4 questions from last year. There they are. All right, and then from 2010 and 2009 and 2008 and 2007, 2006, all the way down to 2003. And sometimes they also have sample solutions too, I think. Scoring guidelines, probably sample solutions, right? So like, say you wanted to practice 2003 question 1. All right, so there it is.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Go on today.
They're so smart. You think that they're actually having a computer science person put that up there?
Yeah. All right, so here's question 1, and here's a sample solution from some kid. All right? Here's some sample solutions. Whether it's right or not is a separate issue. What you want to do is, go away, is do it yourself, yeah, but then go into the guidelines. You know what, let me go to a more recent one, because that's sort of old. Hang on.
Why, is it still working on GridWorld?
It might be a different case study, yeah.
Yeah, when did the case study change?
There have been several. GridWorld has been around for a while, at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I know, that's why the older reviews still have it.
Yeah. All right, anyway, so if you go to question, let's say last year's exam. Go to question 1. Here it is. Okay? And see what it looks like.
Scary. Oh, wait, that's not the question.
All right, so here's question 1. Hang on. This is just general stuff. Okay. This is a scoring guideline. I didn't ask for that. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, you did.
I did?
You said, let me look at the scoring
No,
guideline.
no, I said I'm going to, but I clicked on sample, sample responses. Where's the question? Oh, here's the question over here, I'm sorry. All right, here are all the questions, right here, okay.
No, whoever's watching this thing on YouTube is going to be like,
Totally screwed, yeah. All right. All right, so here's the first question last year, okay?
he was recording this.
All right, so here's question number 1 from last year, okay? Digital sounds can be represented as an array of integer values, static arrays of ints. For this question, you will write 2 unrelated methods of the sound class. So they describe the sound class, and then they ask you to write a method, in this case, limit amplitude, and write another method, in this case, trim silence from beginning, whatever that means. They tell you everything that the method is supposed to do, and then you do it.
The second one is going to be removing all the zeros, right? So it's going to be like remove in position 1 equals null or equals 0 depending on
Right.
whatever.
Okay, look, what's question 2 about? Look at it. Does this look like anything you know?
A grid.
Looks like GridWorld. All right, last year's question 2 was GridWorld. Then here's question 3 from last year. Question 3 has to do with, what? Well, let's say a fuel depot has a number of fuel tanks arranged in the line, and a robot that moves a filling mechanism back and forth along the line so the tanks can be filled. A fuel tank is specified by the fuel tank interface. Oh, interfaces, okay. And,
That's dangerous. No
yeah.
robot can work on Java.
no, we can't do that.
Right, Sager?
All right, so look, what is it based on? What is this? What is it based on? Listen, shh. What's it based on? What is this thing? List angle brace, fuel tank angle brace. What is that? An array list. So question 1 was on static arrays of ints. Question 2 was on GridWorld. Question 3 was on array lists, basically, is what it's on. Okay? And then what's question 4? Where is it?
Points.
They give you a lot of Java doc and stuff. And question 4 is something to do with string. Didn't I tell you there's going to be one massive question about strings? Craziness about strings, okay?
Not length.
All right, anyway, so now let's say you tried these questions on your own, want to see how you did. Then you go to the scoring guideline. All right, so scoring guideline.
Tells you how many points you lose.
And it tells you what you get points for, okay, basically.
Oh, what is
And-
this we have here?
Let's see. So it tells you what you should have done and how many points you get. All right? Now, if you want to see what the solutions look like, they give you a sample solution that a student made that more or less follows the guidelines. It's not going to be 100% necessarily. But this is an actual paper. Somebody's actual, whoops, wrong one. Wait, I want a sample response. There it goes.
Do they give you those, like, here's max credit, here's a little bit less than full credit, here's...
Yeah, they do tell you everything.
Oh, yeah. We were looking at those...
Oh no, here it is. Here's what it should have looked like. Right? So they give you the whole method, limit amplitude. They give you the whole method, trim silence from beginning. Right? They give you, and then they give you sample solutions that a kid did and whatever. Okay. Anyway, so this is stuff you can do on your own once you're done with the Barron's Review Book, which means you should get done with the Barron's Review Book. Okay? All right, but we digress, as usual. Okay. Yeah, we're digressing too much. All right, so anyway, take a look at the move method in the bug class. Everything in the move method now should make sense. We've talked about everything that they use here, okay? Look, grid, actor, gr equals getGrid. What's that about? Didn't we do something like that yesterday? Remember when the bug removed itself from the grid, but we had to put it back in? We had to keep a temporary grid object I called it G, so I could use it later on. They're doing that here. They want to keep track of what grid that we're in. Okay? All right, then what is this? If gr equals null, return. What is that about? If gr is null, return. What does that do? If gr, the grid, is null, when is the grid null? When the bug got removed somehow. It can remove itself or somebody else removed it, something happened to it, and it doesn't know what grid it's on. So if it doesn't know what grid it's on, in other words, it's null, return. What does it mean to hit when you hit a return in a method? Notice this is not an accessor, it's not returning stuff.
Oh, so what does it say?
It's public void move, so it's a mutator. Grid, gr, get equals getGrid. If gr is null, return. So what does that do?
Oh, that's silly. And bad
That's a
coding.
premature return. In other words, that I know. I don't like that
You
either.
need to use if doesn't equal, then
Yeah,
do everything
I know.
else there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Wait, you said the AP doesn't like it.
Well, they want to avoid that it's null. They want you to do nothing when the grid is missing.
So why didn't they say if it doesn't equal null, run the rest? Else?
Right, yeah, right.
Because what you said
Yes.
before, you
I know, I don't like that either.
don't-
Yeah, I
you
know.
don't like it when you exit a 4 early.
Yes, I know, I
You
know.
don't like it when
It's
you
a premature
exit
return, right. Okay, so listen, shh. As soon as a method hits a return, the method is done. It's over. You left the method, so it doesn't do any of this stuff.
So it just returns what? No.
Nothing. It just returns.
It doesn't even return.
Right, it's not an accessor. It doesn't return anything. It's a void.
Give an error for
No, you can do that. You can just terminate the method, basically. All right, but say the grid.
if it tried your
Excuse me, gentlemen. Yeah,
if it tried to return something and it still said void, it would break.
that would break. Yeah, if it like returned an int or something, yeah, that would. Yeah. All right, so now say you do have a grid. Say it didn't return, right? Look what it does. Location lock get location. Now remember yesterday we made a mistake and we didn't do b.get location or something.
Yeah.
Why is that not a mistake now?
Well, because we're assuming the implicit
The implicit parameter, this dot. There's a this dot because you're inside a class. You're not in the main. You're in the class. You're in the bug class. You're not in the main class. You're not in a runner like we were yesterday. Yesterday we were doing a tester or a runner, so we have to specify the object we're talking about. Here, we have an object we're talking about already. It's this. All right. So location lock equals get location, and location next equals lock dot get adjacent location get direction. What does that mean?
get the adjacent location in the direction of direction.
Right, so get the direction of your bug. In that direction, find the adjacent location, and then create a location object and store it as next. So you have a location object that tells you where you are, and a location object that tells you what's right in front of you. The location right in front of you.
Figure out what's going on.
Right, and then you got to figure out if you can go there. All right, so look at this. If gr.isValid next, move to next.
Wow, they keep writing these methods that are all like calling each other. Ew. You could
All right.
put if not flower.
Well, yeah, no, we're getting to that. Hang on. All right, look. So if the grid is valid at the next location, right, then move to that next location. Else, remove self from grid. What had happened? What if you did else? What if the else is happening?
Then you fall off
The next location wasn't valid, like it's off the grid or something, right?
the right.
Okay. Then look what it does. Flower, right? So it's creating a flower object called flower, uppercase, lowercase, flower, right? Equals new flower get color, so it gets the color of the object, in this case the bug. If it's the default color, it's red. And then look what it does. Flower dot put self in grid, gr comma lock. Remember put self in grid yesterday?
Oh, right.
Remember, you have to say what grid you're going in and where you're going. Well, the grid it's going in is the grid that the bug is in, and the location it's going in is where the bug was before it moved. Because when it moves, what does it do? It leaves a flower where it was. And then when it moves again, it leaves a flower where it was. And leaves a path of flowers, doesn't it? You've seen this, yes? That's how it does that. All right, so that's the move mutator. We're going to be playing around with this in the rest of this part 3, okay? Now look at the Boolean accessor, the predicate method canMove. It's similarly structured. First thing, it says grid gr equals get grid, so we know what grid we're in. Okay. If gr equals null, return false. Now I can return false instead of just return. Why?
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Because it's
if
a,
the location's invalid, there's no grid.
right, so because it's a Boolean method, it's got to return something.
If you have no world, you can't walk there.
Right, and it's got to be true or false that you return. Okay. All right, so grid gr equals get grid. If gr is null, return false. All right, now what if you don't return false? Location lock equals get location like last time.
Well, if you don't return false, then you return true.
Not always. Wait. Not.
If it's a Boolean method.
Well, no. But do you ever return false otherwise? You maybe. Okay.
And also,
That-
if you try to return without a Boolean, it will also pass an error here.
Yeah, that'll be an error. Yeah. We're not going to do that. Okay. Then location next equals the current location that get adjacent location in the direction that the bug is moving. Those two lines are the exact same lines as in move.
What if you try to pass a Boolean variable that's still null?
I don't think you can. It'll give you a Java C error?
It'll give you a null pointer exception.
Yeah, some kind of exception, yeah, okay. All right, then it says if not gr.isValidNext, return false. All right, so if the next location is invalid in your grid, then it returns false also. But otherwise, what does it do? Look what it does. It creates an actor object called neighbor, and then it does gr.getNext. What is that about? What do you get in actor neighbor equals gr.getNext? What's next? What type is that? The next what? The next location, the next spot, right, the next location. So the get method, what does it get? Get is a grid method. So gr is a grid. Grid.get you can use because get is a grid method. But what is gr.getNext? What is that? It's the object that's there. Now, it doesn't have to be a bug. Do you know ahead of time what it is? It could be null, but it doesn't have to be a bug. So that's why they constructed an actor. A bug is an actor, a rock is an actor, a flower is an actor. Whatever the heck it is, it's an actor.
Unless it's null.
Unless it's null. All right, well, you can make an actor object null, I guess, okay? So actor neighbor is technically a flower or a bug or a rock or something, but you don't know what it is, so let's make it an actor. Because those are all subclasses, right? And then look what it does. Remember, this is a Boolean. Return neighbor equals null or neighbor instance of flower. Well, neighbor equals null, if that's true,
Oh, okay.
if that's true, that's what it returns, right? Now remember, this is an OR. When is OR true? When is OR true?
If either is true.
Right. So what Java does is it does what's called a short-circuited OR. If this is true, it doesn't do anything else. It's automatically all true.
Oh, neighbor instance of.
And then we got to talk about instance of.
Yeah, because you said that, I was like,
Right.
what?
That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow, okay? That's in the next part of the reading. Okay, that's all that's left. That's the only thing we haven't talked about, instance of. All right, so we're going to do some more questions tomorrow based on that, and then a new object, a new class called jumper. Yeah.
I give it to Miss whatever her name is.
Ask Ms. Torchetti what to do. I think now they give you a website that you do it online.
My mom, I can text my mom to do it, but she said like you can't do it online anymore.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't
then
close down.
talk to Torchetti. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Does Linux have a native,
4350. Yeah.
does Linux have a native macro editor? Or like Ubuntu?
I don't know. Like what? What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for one that would do mouse movement as well as keyboard movement.
Gee, I don't know.
Like something, I just.
Bye bye YouTube.